Good morning, everybody. What do y'all think of the new new beats we got going on around here? Huh? So, yeah. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Invasion Nation Morning Show. Brought to you by yours truly, Redneck. And we are powered by Twitch. Thank you very much. Also want to give a big shout out to Mill Pond Salon in downtown New London and Romaid Berg, my agency. Making sure that they keep me on the up and up and straight and narrow and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah. I found out now. So we did a thing. We've been uploading. The Redneck Tech has been uploading our morning show to YouTube. Spent all night. Literally has not been to bed. Uploading videos to YouTube. So when you check out YouTube now, you can go back there, and we're trying to get everything done. Oh, you son of a mother flower! Why? Why do people hate me so much? Oh, father mucker. So, yeah. So we've got the Redneck. We've had the YouTube channel for a long time. We just really haven't done a whole lot with it. But we're doing stuff with it. We're going to do some things with it. We're going to get it up and going. I'm like I said, I've been pursuing this deal, getting everything out there. Sunny 84, 82 tomorrow, sunny 73 Saturday. Oh, crazy lady from the farm. I love you today. Oh, I love you every day, but today you've just made me a very, very happy man. Happy, happy, happy. A little Miss Airhorn in here. Okay. This is what I get. So, don't hate. We just love your reactions. Well, I appreciate it. So, yeah, we're gonna be, we'll have stuff up there on YouTube, and we're gonna have stuff on Facebook and all that kind of stuff. But as you guys know, Facebook likes to put me in jail on a constant basis. But what you can do, if you want to do to support the Invasion Nation afterwards, when you go back to watch the show, a lot of people are like, well, do you get to see the comments and stuff after? Do you get to see the comments and stuff after? On Twitch, I can, but it's a lot. And the thing you could do then is you can go on YouTube, and if you want to add comments after the fact, you can do that. The other thing that we've learned is, I have to be honest with you guys, the music that I have been playing during the commercial breaks, highly frowned upon. Apparently, there's some type of monetization, demonetization, copyright infringement. It causes a problem with the videos that we're loading, even on here on Twitch. You'll notice that lots of times that my after the fact will go dead air. I'll be talking. I know I'm talking. It's just not showing me talking. It'll go dead air because of the fact that I have copyrighted music in there. So, yeah. However, we will not be engaging with other platforms. Chat is to show them there. Yeah, I can't see if people are commenting on other live feeds and things like that. I can't see what they're saying, so it doesn't make much sense for people are like, well, why are you doing this? Why is it? People are like, why are you posting here, posting there? YouTube hasn't gotten after me too bad, other than the fact that they don't like the fact that we're putting they don't like the music that we're playing in there. But even Twitch is getting on me. Yeah, and I can't see the we're we're gonna be all over the place. All right, Ruger, I greatly appreciate that.
Last day of school, yoo-hoo.
Nice. You? I know you meant, yeah. I appreciate it. And here's the thing. Going cross-platform with everything simply gets it out there. One, I'm getting, we can grow the Invasion Nation, and we can grow as a family. I know a lot of y'all have been here. This is our third month of going on Twitch here, and a lot of y'all are the reason we are growing. Joe flips Trump 2020, and I 100% agree with you. So, Joe, just so you know, you're in the right place. We've got reserved parking for deplorables only. I love wolves. Thank you for the follow. Greatly appreciate it. We have reserved parking for deplorables only right here. You're in the right house. So, Redneck Tech needs coffee. I'm going to crash hard. Yeah. See, this is when you know you got a coffee problem when you go from the Redneck Invasion mug to the tumbler. Next thing, I may be a Matt Ram situation here where I gotta have, damn, Rich, all right, come in making a statement. Thank you. We're making them dirt road dollars way out yonder, having them holler. I think them 16-gallon coffee mugs may be on the way sooner than I thought. So I appreciate that. Y'all coming in right away this morning. Yeah, so those of you who are on Twitch, I know I'm live on numerous places, but here's the thing. Those of you on Twitch, you get my one-off attention. So you get my undivided attention. One thing I have not gotten to watch, I will tell you this. I know those of you rode on the road with me yesterday. Yeah, those of you rode on the road with me yesterday. I had seen Robert Mueller's, or I'd heard his live speech, and then I heard Nadler go at it. And I know Donald Trump also made a response. I did not get a chance to do that. As you all know, by the time I got home yesterday, I was shot. It had been a very long 2 days for me. And I was legitimately shot. So those of you who did the ride along with me yesterday, I greatly appreciate it. Again, I'm sorry that I cannot interact when I'm on the road. Maybe one day I'll get Redneck Tech or somebody to come with me, or Lolly, and they could read me your comments, and we'll do a full ride along. But you guys kind of got a taste of what I do on a daily basis. So, and like I said, one of the things that's going to happen is as Lolly and I get things paid down and things like that, I'm going to spend more time on here with you guys. I've come to a new goal in life. It's amazing the things that come your way, and you don't think about it. There used to be a saying out there when I first became a Christian and looking at stuff. There was always a saying out there that was, "You want to make God laugh, tell him your plans." So, 5 years ago, you'd have told me I'd have been live on something called Twitch. Matter of fact, you'd have told me 5 months ago I'd have been live on something on Twitch, and I'd have been like, bullshit. That's exactly what I would have said. I'd have been like, you're lying. Get the hell out of here. And really, is it? Here's the problem, Jerry. I will tell you, here's where the problem is going to be. And come to Twitch, tell Chris sent you. Here's going to be the problem. My truck is one thing I am definitely tech savvy about is car audio. When your comments are read to me, it is literally going to blow your eardrums out on the live stream. That is going to be the problem. Because my truck is wired up so it is DOT compliant. So I do not even have to touch my phone to respond to comments when I want to do chats. Like sometimes I'll be listening to other people. Like you guys will hear me on 30 Says on 30's channel, and I'll say I'm lurking from work, and you'll see the spelling's really messed up. It's because I do talk to text from my phone, and I literally do not have to touch my phone in order to do that. I don't even have to look at it. I can just give a command to my phone, and it works all through my stereo system, everything. So I personally would have to figure out, it is possible to set it up so it reads that. I personally have to figure out how to do it so that way it's not blowing everybody's eardrums out when it tries to do it. Um, as well as be able to receive phone calls. So we're working on figuring out what we're going to do for a second device. That will help out a lot. Um, yesterday I took a chance because it had an important phone call come in, something extremely important. I would have had to stop the stream, and I want to avoid doing that. Um, Professor Alan Lichman, who correctly predicted the last 9 presidential elections, say Democrats will only have a chance winning 2020 if they impeach Donald Trump. Yeah, and they're everybody who does these election predictions that are accurate. They've all got Donald Trump winning. They were off by the last election. Really, it's because Donald Trump. You got to remember, this guy has like a 90-something% hate rating on media, on mainstream media. So, Justin, good morning. Good to see you. Uh, this guy has a you're talking a guy who had more negative press than any other president out there, and still continues to have more negative press than any other president out there. But one thing I will tell you this is we as Americans do not like being told what to do. I do not, you know, basically what the Mueller report comes down to. What the Mueller report comes down to is this. The Mueller report comes down to being a roadmap to impeachment. It was never about criminal. I can tell you now, I haven't got to read the whole thing. I don't have the time to read all 400 something pages. But I can tell you from what I have read, this is a roadmap to impeachment. I mean, seriously, there was nothing. They weren't even looking to seriously criminally prosecute. And that's the thing. They fed the mainstream media. The mainstream media played it out exactly the way they wanted. It was never about. Honestly, in reading it, it was never about criminal charges. You look at what he said. Their notes that the Department of Justice will never file criminal charges against a sitting president. He said it right in his speech yesterday. They will never file charges. Then what the hell's the point in the investigation? What the hell's the point in the investigation? But see, here's the bad thing. Because of the fact that they have been poking and prodding at Mueller and misquoting him, he kind of punched the Democrats in the arm. Gave him a huge punch in the arm. He says, "Here, I've given you a roadmap to impeach it. You better use it." And Nancy Pelosi, you can tell if you've watched Nancy Pelosi any point in time, if you've watched anything concerning Nancy Pelosi, she does not want to impeach Donald Trump. She does not want to go down that road. That is political suicide for Democrats right now. That is absolutely political suicide. Nancy Poop Lucy. I'm not kidding you. That's political suicide. Fearful, good morning. Good to see you. Gus, good morning. I didn't even say my good mornings this morning. We've done so many changes around here. I'm kind of losing track of stuff, and I'm trying to make sure I don't screw anything up. The Redneck Tech has got us set up very, very well, by the way. Vapor has been hard at work for us also. Vapor, you have been a valuable asset. Thank you very, very much. See you, Redneck. Got last day of school. Have lots of fun and party. A little bit of Sarah Horn. Thank you, as always, for tuning in. And thank you for being a good kid, a good quality student. You and your brother both. Being good kids. I know your brother is a workaholic. Your parents are raising you right. The Ruger Ranch out there, I absolutely, you guys are doing very well. We've got really good parents in here. A lot of y'all, I haven't met your kids, but I have met the Ruger family. And every time I go to see Ruger's son 1, he's out the door on his way to work. And I ain't mad about it. I ain't mad about it. This youngin, he's 15 years old, hauling his ass off to work, and it's like priority to him. Got no problems with that. All right. Well, we're going to be on a lot more from 7 to 10. The morning show is going to be cross stream, but the everything else, no. You guys who are on Twitch will get exclusive content into my life and the things that I'm going to do. I'm going to make it a point to get on here more. I'm going to start freeing up more hours so you guys can see what it is that I do. The Redneck Tech has found a booster pack that I am most likely going to end up getting that I can take with me mobily. It's a 12-volt system. So I will be able to take it with me anywhere as long as I get some kind of signal. This is going to help us be able to stream a lot better. Uh, but hey, guys, can we get some emoji love for Redneck Tech and Vaporize? These guys have been going nuts, making this a better platform for us and going through it. I mean, you can see the work, the commercials. You guys are going to see a ton of stuff going on here. Can we get some emoji love for these guys? Can y'all hit them emojis? Get them up there. I know most of y'all got them, so get them up there. Just blow it up for them. Come on, y'all can go faster than that. Y'all can do faster than that. Come on. I know there's some serious keyboard experts in here. I mean, these guys have been working like Redneck Tech was up all night last night, and Vapor has been. I mean, Vapor has been a value. I mean, in the week that we've had Vapor as a moderator on this page has been absolutely invaluable. Um, Thankful that Vapor has taken on the responsibility as moderator and does it takes his job very very seriously. By the way, um, absolutely phenomenal. So, yeah, I appreciate you guys because I'm not tech savvy in that at all. And without the Redneck Tech, you guys would not see me as you see me. Okay. Designed by Terry Lene. Good morning. Good to see you. Kripner. Good morning. These guys are absolutely phenomenal. Um, yeah, I greatly appreciate it. So those of you guys who are checking me out for the first time on other platforms, if you're watching a YouTube video right now, things like that, get over to Twitch. Every morning, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m., we do the morning show, and then I do random streams here and there. Uh, and and I've got solid people that have been helping me out and doing all this stuff. I've got some extremely solid people. Uh, not only just my tech team, but I've met some people here on Twitch who have been absolutely solid. Guys like 30 says, uh, you know, another he's a full time streamer, has been helping me out a lot. Has given me some ideas. Been absolutely phenomenal. You know, and I've got like Fox Outdoors, ROG, doesn't have a large following, but has been doing this a while. Understands this and it's been right there helping us out. And also we got Killer Steven coming through lately too. And I mean, he's like, hey man, get on my open mic night, get on, and let people know who you are. And it's nice. It's nice having a group of people that are just like, hey, we like you. You're good people. Come on over and hang out with us. So and it's not, oh my God, you can't be streaming the same time I'm streaming. Well, no, I mean it doesn't work that way. It's like one big, huge happy family. So, uh, and there's all your appropriated links, everybody that you need to go check out. By all means, check them out. They're all there. The redneckinvasion.org store is up there. That's a nice thing too, is we've got all the links right there to check stuff out. It's right there. So, uh, but here's in what we do. You know, one thing I've explained to people is, yeah, and you're right, Jerry Fox and 30 and Bree and Killer Steven, man, hardball. When I get the opportunity to I went and hung out on 30 stream for a little bit last night before I went to bed, but not very long. I was just shot. Um, really, I just sat there and I watched them as I was on the toilet. Ain't even gonna lie about it. But um, and Hardball's a newer streamer also. Uh, Supreme Leader comes in. Alyssa Milano tells John Boyd that actors shouldn't get into politics and he should stay. Uh, you're talking the same Alyssa Milano who just launched a sex strike based on politics, right? The same Alyssa Milano telling somebody to stay in their lane and stay out of politics. And she's trying to launch this huge political campaign. Imagine that. Alyssa Milano, who just tried launching this dumbass sex strike. Oh, we're not going to have sex because these states are passing anti abortion laws. Oh, I used to have a crush on her when I was a teenager. And that's the thing. It's, they got that song out there. They call it Puppy Love. And it's like the more and more I hear from her, it's like, God, could you imagine if I had ever got her for a girlfriend and we ended up growing up and this is the way she turned out? Could you see now? Mind you, we always have these dreams of when we're younger. I mean, Shania Twain's still going to be my future ex-wife. She just doesn't know it yet. And yes, I've already got permission from Lolly. She said if Shania Twain walked up today and wanted to marry me, she wouldn't be mad at me because she knows she'll get me back. Because I refer to Shania Twain as my future ex-wife. But the thing is I had a huge crush on Alyssa Milano. I don't even remember what show she is in. I just remember her. And the thing is now I listen to her now and it's like, what? What are you doing? You understand that most of the people that loved you to death are now adults, and the shit you're saying is just stupid. All the guys who had a crush on you, and all of a sudden you're like, sex strike. Oh, we don't like you so much anymore. Just like Ashley Judd, because somebody was being nice to her at an airport. She was in a southern airport, and if you ever go down south, there's a such thing as southern hospitality. There is a such thing as far as the older generation. She is like, this guy was, I mean, the video, she's like, I finally did a live feed, and this guy was sexually molesting me because he said dear. And he said nice things to her, told her she had a nice dress on. It's Ashley Judd. She's famous, but he's not like going fanboy on her or anything like that. He's just being courteous. And you're talking Ashley Judd, who piggybacked off the career of her mom and her sister and came out and wrote this quote unquote tell all book, bashing her mom and her sister. And it's like, you wouldn't have a career if it wasn't for them. What is your problem? She puts all the family's entire dirty laundry out there because her career honestly just sucked. And she was a decent actress. I'm not going to lie. She was a decent actress, but she goes out there and she puts all this dirt out there. What is wrong with these girls who are like smoking hot when I was a teenager and they're just coming out doing all this dumb shit? See, this is why Shania. This is why Shania. Okay? What do you hear from Shania? Nothing. She just sings and she's beautiful and yeah. Now you know why she's gonna be my future ex-wife, her or Gretchen Wilson. Yeah, it's a toss-up between the two of them. Whoever gets to me first, whichever one of them two get to me first, I'm gonna have them. That's how that's gonna work. So Travel Buddy is they've got some big festival going on over there in Germany that he's been a part of. So that is where Travel Buddy's been. Justin says, now I'm watching you on the toilet. That is how the world turns. I was watching 30 last night on the toilet and I decided to announce it. Alyssa is dumber than a rock. She acts like. Yeah. Hey, guys. Don't spam people to come over. Uh, we don't need to be desperate for it. No one, the ones that matter won't need much prodding. Yeah. Here's the thing, guys. It getting people over to Twitch. People are figuring it out. People are coming over here. Raisobai. I don't know how to pronounce that. Uh, but she's a has been, never was. Yeah. You're assuming you're talking about Ashley Judd. Yeah. Uh, uh, Vapor, hey, don't take my wife, Gretchen. I'll fight you. You could need a lot. I think I might be a few up on you. She likes rednecks. uh, that's Mrs. Klug to you. Yeah. Ohio, good morning. Good to see you. Been a little bit. How's the catfishing going, buddy? You get a pretty good setup. I know you get into some of the situations where I got when you're fishing and the streaming just doesn't want to work. I've learned though that streaming from the boat, I get it works out a lot better if I just use Twitch directly, streaming from the boat than from uh, doing it from Streamlabs. I love Streamlabs because Streamlabs gives me a lot more options to work with things on my phone and so forth. But I've also learned that it requires a shit ton of data or whatever it is that they use to get on there. So I've been doing it. 8 tornadoes locally, huh? Damn it, man. Yeah, Fox was on here the other day, yesterday I think it was, telling us how bad he got hit, or day before yesterday. Yesterday we couldn't stream because yeah, Twitch was having some serious issues. So slow fishing lately, lots of bad weather the past few days. I'm close to Fox. Damn, man. Yeah, you guys are getting your asses handed to you. So Ashley Judd, 100%. Yeah, Ashley Judd. I listen. The stuff that she said and the stuff that she put out there, and I mean, you could tell she's got a good mama because her mom was just like, I don't understand why you did or said what you said, but you're still my daughter. I still love you. And I hope whatever it is that you're going through, these feelings, you need to get yourself figured out. And of course not. Now she thinks she's the biggest advocate for not only feminists but also the biggest advocate for Black Lives Matters and everything else. And even the people from Black Lives Matters are like, "Lady, shut up. You don't make any sense. Shut up." They thought it was really cool that they had a celebrity coming to back them up until they heard what she had to say, and they're like, "She's an idiot." So Mother Nature needs to chill. I need some points. Yeah. Fox is going to be up in this area, or he's going to be in Minnesota this weekend, by the way. Um, I told he's going to be hanging out with Wolfram this weekend. I don't think they're going to make it all the way up here, but if they do make it up here, I'm going to put him on some fish because Wolfram was checking out the sunfish that I was catching. I'm like, I didn't realize how low our state record was on the sunfish, and I guarantee you, Lolly and I probably caught close to that. If I knew how to use Discord in this fishing, I'm not. I was supposed to be in the fishing tournament for Twitch, and the problem is I don't know how to use Discord, and I really don't want to learn how to use Discord to be 100% honest because I have enough on my plate as it is, and I can't ask the Redneck Tech to do anything more than what he's already doing because he has a lot. He has a lot on his plate also. I mean, what people need to remember is the fact that the Redneck Tech also has a business of his own that he has to run. So not only is he doing this, he's also doing his own stuff. And the fact that I have his 100% support and we're constantly doing this stuff. I mean, I'm blessed in that. Good morning, Junebug. How you doing? Good to see you. I was talking about your biscuits yesterday on my ride along. I'm fixing to, and that's the thing. So, to try to keep adding more and more to the plate, I just don't want to do that. I don't want to put him out there like that. I don't want to put myself out there for that. Um, because we both work 60, 60, 70 hours a week every week. And it's like, I can't, I have to be realistic in what I'm doing. Um, I love Twitch. I know most people on Twitch are using Discord, but it's like I have a bunch of other social media uh, platforms. Um, Ohio. I'm currently working on a trivia game for my stream, so I have more to stream when I can't get to fishing. Some of the things you might do on yours, Ohio, is show people the rigs and like and I know there's certain ways for different types of cut baits and things like that. Because here we can't use cut bait. Here, you can't use cut bait in Minnesota. So, like me, when I go catfishing, and I haven't done it in a long time, but when I go catfishing, we're only allowed one rod. Anytime summer fishing here, ice fishing we're allowed two. Wintertime or summertime we're allowed one. But what I like to do is I take the frog and I hook it up through its uh, upper lip, and then people are like, "Oh my god." I can't do it on stream, but what I do is I take the skin on the belly and the bottom because what people don't understand is on a frog, that white stuff is just an outer layer. You could actually peel that off a frog and they'll stay alive. So I peel that white stuff back on a frog, and it works really really well. I've had very good luck doing that. I don't know. I haven't seen much for frogs. So, by the way, those of you who weren't following yesterday, first time in many years, I damn near hit a bear. I'm not kidding you. I would have got. I didn't whip up my phone because I had a Polk County officer behind me yesterday in Wisconsin. This bear jumps out on the road. Now, mind you, uh, this officer was behind me and cruising. I mean, I wasn't worried about getting pulled over, but all of a sudden there's this big, huge brown bear. Like, boom, right there. I had not seen one of these things in years. Matter of fact, I had not seen one since I hit one, and that was a black bear. Yes, a bear. Arr, bear. Okay. There was a damn bear walking across Highway 8 yesterday, and I stop and I'm like doing the brake tap to let the officer know that I'm stopping because we got a line of traffic. Because anybody who knows, when cops are on the road, they're like the official pace cars of the highway. So, but really, uh, what it was is I stopped, and then all of a sudden I drop my truck in neutral, and I just get on. I start just ringing the pipes out there, and the bear takes off out of the road, takes off like a rocket. Otherwise, he was just hanging out there in the middle of the road, blocking both sides of traffic. He didn't give a shit, you know. He didn't give a flying flower yesterday, and I thought for sure I was going to get pulled over after that because they heard me going up a huge hill, and those of you who've heard my truck know that some bitch is loud. So I thought that maybe when I first encountered this cop that they were going to pull me over. When I seen them were going to pull me over, I just did me. I just drive. And yeah, so I did that, and that bear took skyrocketed off into the woods. And I think maybe the officers thought that was a pretty neat way to get rid of bears. So uh, no, the bear wasn't on stream. That was after the fact. But I was talking about it because I mean this thing was this. I mean literally the back of this bear was like damn near to the hood of my grill or to the hood, standing on his forest. I was like, son of a bitch. I mean the black bear I hit, he wasn't that big, but when I hit that bear years ago, loud exhaust attracts bears. I know he took off like a rocket sled on rails yesterday. But yeah, I hit a black bear once with a full size van, and it literally shoved the motor and transmission up underneath the van. Little emo, thank you for following, greatly appreciated. Uh, uh, yeah. So and the bear actually got up and walked away from it. So I learned my lesson. I do not want to hit bears. Uh, yeah, that was just it ruined my van right in the middle of the road. There was no getting the van out to the side of the road, and I was on a bad curve uh, up by Taylor's Falls, and I literally had to call the state patrol. I'm like, I'm broke down right on a curve. I walked up the road a little ways before the curve, and I'm flagging people down. I finally got a guy with a construction worker who had a whoopee light on his truck. I'm like, can you like possibly stop here in the middle of the road with your light on until state patrol gets here? And he's like, well, I said, my van is sitting right up the road up here. And I said, the motor and tranny are laying on the ground. I hit a fucking bear. He's like, no shit. I'm like, yeah, I hit a fucking bear. And he's like, yeah, man, I'll do that for you. And we had to wait for a tow truck. This was years ago. But yeah, bears are definitely solid. uh, I would have stopped for you. Yeah, and that's the thing. Thank you. I'll take them blessings. Thank you very much. Um, Clinton, good morning. Good to see you. Yeah. Well, put like valves. I did that. I made actually my stepdad made uh, adjustable in that '73 Chevy I did. My stepdad actually put adjustable baffles in there that I could open and close. Um, I the reason I have loud exhaust in this truck is because last year I hit 9 deer in total, two trucks. So I just did whatever it takes to basically did whatever it takes to deer deterrent. Now people are like, well, that ain't gonna work, but I tell you what, I have not hit a deer since I did it. Matter of fact, the second day I had this truck before the exhaust was done, I had a deer run right into the side of this truck. Uh, I hit a wild hog in Texas, 9 grand damage to my semi. Uh, them things are solid. I have not ever hit a hog. I did run over a possum the other night though. Uh, Amazing I didn't roll my truck. Yeah, I've never, I've never hit a hog. Seen them. Just like buffalo, I've never hit one of them. I've been through South Dakota a lot. Never hit a buffalo. Uh, Been very fortunate in that. I know buffaloes do some serious, serious damage. I have hit a cow. Hit a cow one night. That'll do some damage too. That'll do some serious damage. Uh, yeah. Somebody was in here saying that they had a buffalo running loose. I forgot who it was. Somebody from southeast Minnesota saying that there was a buffalo. That's an expensive way to get bacon. uh, 30 says, liking the change. We were just talking about you, 30. Talking about beefalo. Yeah, my neighbor used to, one of my neighbors, the neighboring farms used to raise beefalo. Uh, Beefalo is a custom breed between cows and buffalo. Um, 30, we were talking about the fact that, all right, Gus, thank you very much. Coming in with 200 videos, thank you. We were talking about the overall support that comes from guys like you and Fox and, the guys who didn't look at me as somebody who was going to come in and steal their audience, but better help me understand how things work on Twitch and you know, help me direct my stream. Like I said, I'm anytime I get I get an idea from another streamer, I always give him credit. Like Lolly and I are going to build a cooking shed, and we got that idea from 30 Says his channel. I cook. I love to cook outdoors, but one of the biggest deterrents in cooking outdoors here is the weather. Well, he's got a shed, like he had it built out where the back end of it was open, but there were still sides and stuff like that. And one of the things, Travel buddy, what is happening? Good morning. We were talking about you also. And one of the things is it's like I see a lot of people taking other people's ideas. Why don't you give the streamer credit where you get it from? What are you scared that I send my audiences to 30 and Steven and Travel Buddy and I send I auto host these guys. Listen, I'm not streaming 24/7. 30 is a full-time streamer. You get over there, he checks us out in the mornings, you go over there and check out 30 throughout the day. Check out Travel Buddy. I didn't even know when Travel Buddy was on here he was a streamer. People had to tell me that he was a streamer. Just like Steven, I've been on his channel since I got on Twitch, and it's like he's like, I didn't even know you were a streamer, dude. Because I don't get on there and I do that stuff. I mean, 30's like, man, 30 put me all the way out there. He put me on Front Street. He's like, you got to go check out Redneck's Morning Show. And I'm like, all right, man, thanks for the shout out. So, uh, yeah, I guess it's Gus. And it is a girl. It's a female. A woman. Just so you know. Uh, and that's the thing. It I've learned that in Twitch that there's you've got people who are sincere about growing the Twitch community. You've got people who are really sincere uh, in growing the Twitch community here. And that's exactly what I want to do. I want to grow the Twitch community. I want it to be a community of people. So what? I mean, if you're like me or you're like 30 or you're like a lot of other people, you kind of switch when you're watching on your own personal time. You kind of switch between streamers here and they're just kind of bouncing around saying hi to all your people and you kind of just seeing who's doing what, you know? And, me, a lot of times for me, it's all about Pumbaa, as you guys know. Once I get my Volvo Hog, when I get my Volvo Hog, it's going to be named the Pumbaa 2.0. That is what it's going to be named. I'm going to find me a Volvo Hog someday. I'm going to win the Powerball. I don't care if I have to have one here imported from Sweden, whatever. Yeah. So, but 30, I'm glad you. Yeah, I know it takes a lot for you to get out of bed. You stream pretty late, so thanks for getting out of bed and coming hanging out with us this morning. So, and I'm definitely a member of the tribe over there. Over at 30 says, just like he's a member of the Invasion Nation. So, uh, yeah, Volvo Hog. That is my. Everybody's like, what is your dream car? And I have a hard time deciding what my dream car is, but now I've actually found one that I really, really, really want, and this thing's absolutely amazing. This would be my everything vehicle, my on and off road vehicle, the whole 9 yards. So I went out to the cooking spot, butt naked, and located my phone. Nice. Uh, yeah, my neighbors kind of frown upon me walking outside. I do live in a small town, and they know I do lots of crazy dumb shit, but they kind of frown upon me walking outside my boxer shorts to go grab something out of the truck. Something about a fat guy in boxer shorts walking out to his truck just is not very appealing to my neighbors. Last couple of days I played some games and not doing something the times feels like you're not going forward. Travel buddy, you got to be pretty close to uh your tour here, aren't you? I think you're within a couple of weeks. I know you're under the 3 week mark. So I let the dogs out my house. Oh, I let the dogs all the time in my boxer shorts. That's not even an issue. Um, I mean, it just is what it is. 21 days. Oh, you're right at the 3 week mark. So, as you guys know, Travel Buddy is coming to tour the United States, and we are going to be graced with his presence. We're going to put him on some fishing spots here in Minnesota. So, put him in the Minnesota greens, get him up there do some bass fishing and things like that. So, definitely looking forward to that. Looking forward to hanging out with 30 and Killer Steven and a few of the other these guys at TwitchCon. TwitchCon is going to be awesome. The more and more people I get to meet here in the Twitch community, we're literally it's just going to be a whole pile of us just walking in. I mean, we're a bunch of small, compared to these big guys, we're a bunch of small streamers, but we're going to make a statement. Um, Definitely going to have bail money set aside. Redneck Tech is probably going to be. Well, it depends on how drunk I get him. If I can get him drunk, he'll be right there with us. Otherwise, he's probably going to be the voice of reason. Be like, hey, dumbass, you're going to go to jail. I've already been there. It's not a big deal. uh, so it's definitely going to be a blast. 30's going to do some cooking out there. I'm looking forward because, I mean, this guy gets. He gets stuff out there on the West Coast that if you like this, I was actually talking to uh, some we were talking to the neighbors and I was talking to Aquanet or Riot. uh, yeah, it is very scary to think that the Redneck Tech is going to be the voice of reason. Because usually he's the one holding my beer as I got everybody watching this. I ain't lied to you. Before we started doing a whole lot of live streaming, before we started doing a whole lot of live streaming, he was literally the guy holding my beer as I was doing this. Yeah, we did some shit. So, and as you guys can see, I'm not beyond doing much. I mean, I've drug a truck up the alley live on stream. And that's what I mean when I get more time to stream. You guys are gonna see some stuff. Uh, yeah, Redneck Tech support. You mean the voice of Do It, pretty much. Maybe I'll have the common sense to turn the camera away if it's gonna get us in too much trouble, but I doubt it because he's like, "Fuck, man, you gotta do that. This is gonna be great." What do they say? This is gonna be epic. So, but if you guys have ever eaten seafood off the West Coast, you will find out that here in Minnesota, it is nothing like it. I was talking to Ruger about that, because he was out there on the West Coast, and it's like you come back here to Minnesota, and it's like, oh, I mean, even the cheap dive bar. Yeah, I've heard your Thailand stories. Even the cheap dive bar seafood places out there on the West Coast are better than Red Lobster here because it's fresh seafood, and I mean literally fresh. It's not farm grown. It's ocean caught, and it's there's just a way different taste of fresh seafood. Um, so they're going to know us. These kids at Twitch on to be like, what the fuck? He threw down some burgers and played potato gun baseball. Blow up Aquanet cans right outside. We're gonna make a statement. We are probably gonna get a lifetime ban from TwitchCon. Either that, or we're gonna set the standards. One of the two. Guess you get to be called Dad on Twitch at TwitchCon. uh, I think my wife is thankful she's not going out there with us because she's just gonna put her head in her palm and go, "Why did I marry this dumbass?" Oh, what is this? I have no idea what the hell you're talking about. I don't send new links. Yeah. Uh, oh, you sent a new link. I'm sorry. You have to forgive me. I don't always read things the right way. So, Angel, good morning. Good to see you. Uh, I love biscuits and gravy. I do. I miss them down south. You get biscuits and gravy and grits, and I like butter on my grits, butter and salt on my grits with an egg done over easy on top of them. Yeah, definitely love that. I was taking a shower and missed the start of your show. Um, don't drink. We need a voice. 30, you got another thing coming. Redneck Tech, if I'm drinking, he's drinking. That's just the way it works. I'd like to tell you he's the voice of reason, but he's definitely going to be a co-conspirator with us. He'll probably be the guy making sure the camera angles are right and everything's working. Yeah, we don't open random links here just because I've got a lot of people who try to troll me, try to get me to violate terms of service. Um, Unfortunately, because of my political stance, because we are a definite safe space for deplorables. So, yeah. 30. 30, you see? I told you. Those are the signs. There's your priority one right there. I keep them up here in the background. There's your sign right there. So, uh, somebody's gonna have to keep these hooligans out of jail. Oh, look at there. Somebody caught a 600-second ban. Way to go, dummy. This is the problem when you don't listen. Then you make the Redneck Tech and Vapor have to do some damn. Oh, we're up on a coffee break already. Have to do some work around here. So as you guys know, I've learned as of last night that we've got to quit. We've got to watch the music that we play on here because Twitch kind of frowns upon that, as well as YouTube, and especially with us reposting the reposting the morning show up on YouTube. So we have to be. You're tired? I think everybody's tired, man. It's been, even though it's a short week here for us, it's been a long one already. So, all right, y'all. We'll be back in a little bit here. Go get your coffee, use the bathroom, do whatever it is that you do on these breaks, and I can write a song about changing the toilet. So, see, why do you do that? You've never been on here, and you come in here and you see that I got viewers, and you want to come in here and say I just did a 48-hour stream. So yeah. Anyways, we are going to, by all means, go to our coffee break. Vaporize has a dope band. Really? Vapor, why didn't you tell me this shit? uh Hashtag censorship. Dr. Zigzag's definitely safe. All right, guys, we're going to a coffee break. We'll be back shortly. Yeah, I think that's fucking hilarious. That's good for him. We'll be right back. Oh, oh, look at there. Our House Liberal's still in here. Dr. Zigzag. So, uh, you have to forgive Dr. Zigzag. He likes driving battery powered cars. He's the guy. Have you ever seen the picture where they're out protesting the oil rig and protesting petroleum? And they're out there in plastic kayaks that are made by petroleum. Yeah, Dr. Zigzag is in that picture. Just want you guys to know that. Yeah, just so you guys know that. What do you mean that's it? Listen, we're not going to put out your women's lib stuff. I didn't want to put you all the way out there. You know, let's not forget the fact, that you're one of our favorite keyboard warriors in your little safe space. It's all right. So, what are we looking at? Jeepers, y'all just blowed up the whole shit talker since the coffee break, man. Daggone. Good night. Sorry, I was decreasing the excess squirrel population in my yard. I would show you guys that, but I don't know that it's legal here on Twitch. So, uh, gotta go later, taters. All right, Justin, we'll catch you on the flip side. So, hey, Dr. Zigzag, did you by any chance catch Trump's rebuttal speech to what is this? Oh, here we go. This is vapor? Damn! Really? That's crazy. That is some shit right there. Nice. I'm definitely gonna be checking that out later. That is some shit right there. Uh uh yeah. So the other thing is I have not had a chance to watch Donald Trump's rebuttal speech. I need to man, that is some shit right there. Vapor White. Okay, I mean, don't show. Okay. Well, that sucks. I actually was digging that. That sounded good. That's the shit I'd go watch. Uh, either spreading manure in the fields north of your Dr. Zigzag burped. What do we got here?
Social media have been called upon to censor hate speech and social media have been called upon to censor hate speech, and they've tried to do so, but with no more success than any other attempt at censoring hate speech by governments throughout history and around the world. Hate speech is not a recognized legal concept in the United States, which is why I use the air quote. That said, speech that conveys a hateful message, along with speech that conveys any message, may in a particular context be punished if it directly causes specific, imminent, serious harm. Many people are surprised to learn that the First Amendment only applies to government. So social media literally have their own free speech rights to decide that certain voices and messages should be excluded from their platforms. I understand the moral satisfaction of calling for suppressing ideas that we hate, but experience shows That censorship does more harm than good. Countries around the world, including comparable democratic countries in Europe, Canada, Australia, and so forth, have been censoring hate speech for several decades. They have not been effective, most ironically being used to suppress the rights of marginalized individuals and groups. And not surprisingly, a very large coalition of civil liberties and civil rights organizations have been complaining to Facebook for years that it has punished as hate speech their advocacy of equality. For example, the Black Lives Matter movement on behalf of the pipeline protesters. Anybody who is objecting to government policies is disproportionately censored as engaging in hate speech. A more effective response to any idea we hate or consider hateful or dangerous is not to silence it, but to refute it, to explain why. A compassionate approach is much more effective than an angry, hostile, demonizing approach. Social media make it much easier to deploy hate speech, but counter speech is also more easily disseminated. What is the lesser of two evils? Would we rather trust ourselves and our fellow citizens to ignore and rebut messages that are hateful? Or would we rather trust either government officials or powerful corporate entities to take those decisions away from us? I'd say the lesser of two evils is making our own decisions.
And here's the thing. This is exactly what it's saying. This is why I personally like Twitch. I love Twitch in and of the fact for this reason. Okay, because at TwitchCon in Germany, that of course you had one of these libtards that gets up there, can't decide what gender they are 5 minutes from now, gets up there and says, "What are you gonna do about trolls?" The representative from Twitch said this: "We gave you a block button. We gave you unlimited moderators. Use them. Use your block button. Plain and simple." And then she proceeds to ask, or he, or whatever, assuming it had big old knockers, so I'm assuming that it was a chick, at least at that moment. She didn't have them taped down or whatever. Then proceeds to ask, well, how does Twitch feel about that most of its streamers are either racist or sexist? The Twitch representative said, why are you watching them? You have the freedom to not watch their channels. We're not going to assemble groups of people to sit here and monitor all these channels in that sense. You have the ability to watch or not watch them. And I thought that was probably one of the most honorable things of all social media platforms. And it just made me like, yeah, I need to be on Twitch. It's real simple. You know, they put every social media outlet out there. You have the ability to block people from your page. You have the ability to not watch somebody's page. But you take things like Facebook. Facebook has gone on this mission that they, quote unquote, said they have algorithms that pick up on keywords that block people. That's not true. That's not true, because you look at all the liberal extremists out there, the far leftist people who are out there saying, you know, they had a guy, Steven Crowder confronted a guy who was on social media saying kill all ICE officers, and was allowed to repost it, and nothing was ever done. And I can't even say something as get the hell off my page. You know, seriously. Morning, Brent. What's happening? I mean, this is one thing, and I hope Twitch never gets on the side of all the other social media platforms, and you know, like if you get caught saying some just outright racist stuff. I know there's some people that have been banned based on questionable stuff, but one thing that I've heard that people don't, that don't like about Twitch is the fact that all of a sudden Twitch will go through and they'll go through and audit your account, and because of something you did like 3 months ago, all of a sudden you catch a ban for it. So yeah, someday people will ask for help to clean their own asses. Yeah, I don't know. The stuff is absolutely asinine. Jody, good morning. I don't think I've said good morning to you yet. But that is one thing I've definitely like about Twitch's approach to things. You know, you got unlimited. Do you want to play the actual video? Yeah. What video? I mean, whatever you put up there, I'm gonna play. Whatever you put up there, I'm gonna play. Oh yeah. Uh, ACAL video. Sorry. Um, I do actually want to play that. Put the link up for that, would you please? I do want to play that. You guys got to see this shit. This stuff is insane. You want to talk about uh, leftist shit, Doctor Zigzag? I see you got some stuff up there, but let me get this up here. You guys got to see this. You're not gonna believe this shit. If I can get it to come up.
America, yeah, I am proud of my country, but also, America, if you cry, scream, and stomp your feet as much as you can get your way. So I am on tour right now, and I'm about to go to California, and I'm all over the news in California.
One of the singers posted videos of himself saying offensive things about the LGBT community, and they're scheduled to be here during Pride Week.
I said something offensive to the LGBT community, and that made the news. There's literally people dying in our country, poor, starving, homeless veteran. Like, really, this made the news in California.
And Nikki, there actually has been a call online for a boycott of Goldfields, but the owners say they are not going to cancel this show.
Donald Trump will be elected again.
Yeah, that's right. Trump, 2020, he will be elected again. You mad?
This is Adam Calhoun, a man who's made dozens of YouTube videos with controversial and political messages.
Hi, I'm Adam Calhoun. I'm on the news because I have a different opinion than the far left liberal crazies.
I'll say this, build the wall. Build the wall.
Yes, they played my favorite part of the video. Build a wall!
Shocked by some of the things I saw there. I don't quite agree with a lot of his humor.
Oh, you don't agree with my humor? Well, don't watch it.
Jeremy Palmer says he noticed Calhoun's crazy white boy tour is scheduled to come to Goldfields Trading Post in Sacramento the same weekend as Sacramento Pride.
Yo, crazy white boy tour. Should we have named it I Love Everybody, There's More Than Two Genders, Unicorn Shit Tour? Would that have been better?
Essentially, I just made a Facebook post saying, hey friends, like just so you're aware, some of you guys might want to avoid this little area right here because this certain guy is coming to town and his humor isn't going to really mesh with a lot of your lifestyles.
Wow. Hey, friends, this guy has a different lifestyle than you, so you should probably stay away from him. Nothing like diversity and tolerance. California.
And was not aware he's scheduled in for Pride weekend.
Oh, hell yeah. I'm still going, and I'll be rocking my American flag right next to your gay pride flag because I can, and America. Because I think homophobe, that means phobia. It means you're scared or dislike gay people. Well, I hope you guys get comfortable because I'm handing out hugs. Yes, they screamed enough to get our shows canceled in Sacramento. But unfortunately for those people, I was raised better than to become a homophobic racist. So I will be there and I will show you what type of a person I am and what I'm made of, and am up for discussion with anybody. And the last time I checked, these tattoos that I have on my neck are not racist. We have the American flag, which to some of you, the American flag is very offensive. We have the seal that is on all of our currency, and we have the Statue of Liberty, which says, give us your tired, give us your weak. Being pro-American doesn't make you racist or homophobic. And if I have different views of transgenders or a different lifestyle as gays, that doesn't make me a homophobe.
See, and this is the thing. Okay, I thought we would be past that to a certain extent, but it is California, and California is definitely the home of Nancy Pupaloosi. Uh, yeah, she, you're talking the most, has the richest city in the United States, but also the most bankrupt state in the country. So, uh, yeah, I don't know. It's my issue. Mm, excuse me, guys. One thing. Um, yeah. The whole thing is this. Um, Adam Calhoun has never been racist. Not once. He's never once called out people for being homosexual. Uh, he's never ever, and I mean, I've been an ACAL fan before Adam Calhoun was huge. I remember his first generic crap ass videos, and I mean, we've showed him right here on the morning show. And I think he needs to get back to the root of some things because I absolutely loved a lot of his earlier work. I mean, when he had a passion for making videos, uh, that was the thing. And my issue is this. You know, these people are so worried about, instead of getting to know somebody or sitting down and having a sit down like me. I've always had an open invite to anybody who opposes me. Come sit down with me. We'll make a way for you to come into studio, and or we'll figure out how to do a remote stream from your location. You could sit right here and you can have a conversation with me. I've been classified as being a homophobe. I've been classified as being a racist. I've been classified as being a lot of things. I am none of those things. I am none of those things. I am not a racist. I'm not a homophobe. I have friends of all nationalities, and I have friends of all sexual preferences. Yes, I stand on the belief that there's two genders. I stand on the belief that there is, you know, you if you got a dick between your legs, you're a dude, and if you have, I don't know how is well. If you have a vagina, you're a chick. There we go. How does that work for you? There's my political correctness. I'm called a homophobe. My mom is gay and has been for 25 years. People throw words around, typical. And that's the thing. When you throw words around like that all the time, they lose their meaning. I mean, it used to be that when somebody called you a racist, it was like, what? What do you mean? What are you talking about? What do you mean racist? Explain to me how, like Donald Trump, he's racist. Why? Because he wants to build a wall. How does that make him racist? How does that make him racist? Please explain that to me. Because he wants to protect our borders, all of a sudden he's racist. He's not saying they can't come here. He just wants to know who's coming here. One more clip about racism and money. All right. And I forgot to switch the thing over. I got to get used to that.
I do believe our diversity is our greatest strength and arguably the greatest contributor to our economy. Mr. Secretary, do you believe that representation matters in American politics and imagery?
Sorry, what's the last part? American politics
and imagery. Do you believe that representation matters in American politics and imagery?
Yes.
Okay, I'm so glad we agree. A few years ago, Secretary Lew put out a call to the American people soliciting feedback on ways to modernize our nation's currency. In April 2016, following a long time organizing efforts from several grassroots organizations, he announced a currency redesign overhaul that would more accurately reflect the diversity of our society. The American people understood the importance of representation on the banknotes of the world's most powerful economy. Representation that acknowledged our history and all those who have contributed. Mr. Secretary, yes or no, do you believe people other than white men have greatly contributed to this country and its history?
Yes.
Great. After 10 months of soliciting and analyzing responses, Secretary Lew announced that Harriet Tubman would be featured on the front of the new $20 bill. As it stands currently, our currency does not reflect the diversity of individuals that have contributed to our great American history. He followed the announcement by directing the Bureau of Engraving and Printing to accelerate plans for the redesign, so the final design concepts would be unveiled in 2020, the 100-year anniversary of the 19th Amendment, which granted women the right to vote, which we celebrated yesterday. As you know, 2020 is only 1 year away, and since Secretary Lew's departure, we have not heard anything regarding the status of the currency redesign. Will the redesign meet the 2020 deadline, yes or no?
So let me comment that the primary reason we've looked at redesigning the currency is for counterfeiting issues. Based upon this, the $20 bill will now not come out till 2028. The $10 bill and the $50 bill will come out with new features beforehand. So the answer is, it is my responsibility now to focus on what is the issue of counterfeiting and the security features. The ultimate decision on the redesign will most likely be another secretary's down the road.
I'm sorry, I just want to be clear for the record. So yes or no, will you meet what was originally the 2020 redesign deadline? Yes or no?
Again, to be clear, the redesign that we are focused on at 20, no, we will meet the security feature redesign in 2020. The imagery feature will not be an issue that comes up until most likely 2026.
And I'm just wondering if you could explain that to me, because after an exhaustive community process, where people who organized for quite some time, and you said you do share my sentiments and opinion that our currency should be more reflective of the contributions and the diversity of those contributions. So why the delay?
No, I didn't say that the currency should be reflective.
Well, you said imagery.
I said imagery, not referring to currency.
Okay, so do you believe that,
things.
do you support Harriet Tubman being on the $20 bill?
I've made no decision as it relates to that, and that decision won't be made in as I said,
But there was a community process.
2026.
There was a community process.
Again, it's a decision of the Secretary of the Treasury. Right now, my decision is focused on security features.
Well, let me just say this. The occupant of the White House, Donald Trump, said that the move to put Harriet Tubman on the $20 bill was pure political correctness, and he, in fact, suggested putting her on a $2 bill. So do you agree that nearly a year of collecting responses from across the country can simply be reduced to political correctness?
I think that right now I am focused on the security features of the U.S. currency, which is the reserve currency.
Reclaiming my time. So does that mean you have no intention of executing the redesign as planned by your predecessor?
Well, that is correct. I have not made a decision to execute on a redesign, or haven't made a decision. But yes, I have not made a decision.
Can you commit to submitting a currency redesign timeline to this committee?
Again, the currency timeline will be most likely 2026, which even the most optimistic scenarios is probably beyond my term.
And do you believe that, is it your personal opinion then, since you won't offer it officially, that our currency should reflect the diverse representation of leaders that have contributed to this country, since you agree it's been more than just white men?
Again, I can't separate my personal opinion on these issues from the issue of the Treasury Secretary and my
So what is your position as the Treasury Secretary?
Again, my position is that I am focused on my responsibility to deal with the security features, and a decision
Okay, you've addressed that, and what about imagery? What about the representation?
Again, it's not a decision that is likely to come until way past my term, even if I serve the second term for the president, so I am not focused on that at the moment.
I yield.
Here's the thing. This is what I hate about these House committee shit. This is what I hate about House committees. It's all about entrapping people and making sound bits for mainstream media to get ratings. That's all it is. It's seriously sound bites. You want him to counteract. He's saying, okay, listen, it's not that we're not going to comply. All right? But you have no idea what you're asking for. Okay. I think Justin's probably at work, but you asked him what it takes to retool a simple die for a machine. What it takes to retool a machine, especially one of the caliber of the Treasury. All right. Right now, they're fighting a daily battle. Those of you who haven't, those of you who haven't seen what it takes to produce, I encourage you to go watch a YouTube video on what it takes to produce currency. Okay, what it takes to produce currency as it stands. Okay, the thing is what it takes for security wise to produce just a single bill of currency. This is a nonstop battle for the Treasury Department. So now you're asking them to retool. The one thing that she doesn't put in there is they want "In God We Trust" taken off of currency. I'm not against showing respect to the people who have paved ways in this country. I'm not against that at all. But she talks about it like it's just a simple, like you're doing something on a spreadsheet or you know, she's talking about it's like something you just do on Photoshop on a computer and then you run it through. That's not how it works. These are legitimate stamped pressings. They're tooled pressings done in a custom type paper that can't be duplicated. Politics are not older than 2 5-year-olds fighting over a toy. And that's the thing. All right. Donald Trump says right now there's more pressing issues to worry about than whose pictures on a $20 bill. That's his standpoint on it. There's more pressing issues. She makes it sound like he's just this racist thing that, no. This country has bigger things to worry about than changing whose picture is on a $20 bill. He said, leave it to somebody who's not interested in making America great. Right now, we have other things going on. We have things going on with other countries. We have serious stuff that's going on. And the thing is what started really badly during the Obama administration is why 100%, and I should switch the screen over because I'm just realizing this now. I got to get used to that. Sorry. One of the things that people aren't realizing is the fact that what it takes to do all this little shit. And during the Obama administration, we were so busy catering to what everybody was crying about that this country was falling apart. And I don't give a shit what you say. Until you were paying $1,400 a month for health insurance per person, I don't want to hear shit. Until your business is about ripped out from underneath your feet, I don't want to hear shit. Why? So you can support people who didn't want to work. Listen, I wasn't rich, but I wasn't broke. I had a very comfortable life up until this fucking healthcare bullshit came in. And all these extra taxes because all of a sudden I fit in this different tax bracket and I wasn't making the money. They weren't taking into consideration what my overhead was, but hey, fuck you, here. This is what Obama says it is. This is what you're going to pay. Getting my ass handed to me.
Oh, yeah!
Moonshot, I appreciate the following. This is what I don't understand. And now we're worried about what's on a $20 bill. Let's not worry about the fact that people are, that fucking around with currency is what put this country in its original state. Twice we've done this. And you'll never read about it in history books because heaven forbid the government ever admit that they fucked up. Okay, twice in our nation's history have we gone out and we fucked around with currency, and what happens? Let's not worry about the fact that we've got China sitting over there, been stealing intellectual property from us for decades, from both sides of the platform, both the Democrat and Republican sides. Let's not worry about that. Let's not worry about that. We've got other governments getting pissed off because we're not bowing down. We're not paying them anymore for services that they're not doing, that they're not paying back their loans. And Donald Trump's like, bullshit. Give us our money back. That was the deal. How about the largest homeless population of addicts in California? Look at San Francisco. Have you guys not seen the shit in San Francisco lately? They're not even writing tickets for people shitting in the middle of a sidewalk. Richest city in the United States, and what are they doing? Yeah, can't even rub two $20 bills together. But yet we're going to put in sanitary injection stations for them. We're going to give them free medical to go in there and shoot themselves up with heroin or crack or whatever it is that they want to put in. Not a big deal, right? Let's worry about whose picture's on the $20 bill. Does anybody care? I mean, seriously, does anybody really care? Most people in America nowadays, when they got a $20 bill, that son of a bitch is out of their pocket just as fast as they get it because they got to pay some fucking government bullshit tax. See, what people don't understand is the average American right now pays anywhere, with all the taxes that we pay in America, the average American tax-paying citizen is paying anywhere between 50 and 53 cents on every dollar that they make. But if you quit your job and do nothing, you get free health care. No, I don't. They tell me I have the potential to make this amount of money. So that I should just go out and find another job. I had a buddy of mine who was literally injured on the job, was a construction worker. Injured on the job as an independent contractor, could not get workman's. He got workman's comp, and workman's comp ran out. He went in to try and get medical benefits. Guy was making good money a year. I think he was bringing in close to $60,000 a year. And they said, well, you have the potential to make this money. He says, I can't anymore. He said, I cannot do it. He said, I shattered my leg. I cannot go up and down ladders anymore. I'm fucked. And they're like, well, he's like, I don't have the potential. Construction is all I know. And guess what? He had to wait a year before he could even get Social Security benefits, and it's not even enough to pay his bills. And then when he gets on Social Security, they're like, well, you can't make any more than, I forgot what it was. They were giving him, I think they were giving him $1,000 a month, and I don't think he was allowed to make anything more than an extra $300 a month. Lucky for him, he ran into he got fortunate enough that he ran into another construction company that wanted him to be a site foreman. Was very, very blessed in the fact that he was able to come up on a job to be a site foreman where he didn't have to be a laborer anymore. The company, actually, was the company that he was working for when they found out what he was going through. They're like, why didn't you tell us? And, he's like, I didn't want to put a burden on true company guys. So the company actually looked out for him when they found out what was going on. And, they never denied him his workman's comp. They never fought it. They said, whatever this guy needs, make sure he got it. So when he was on workman's comp, they took damn good care of him. But when the workman's comp ran out, they didn't know what the hell was going on with him because they didn't tell anybody. But he's a rare story. He's a very, very rare story. There's thousands of stories of people who lose their jobs. And, we've got people in here that have certain health conditions that can't go in and get simple benefits like food stamps or medical, that deserve it, that need it, need a hand up. Not a handout, need a hand up. And it's absolutely ridiculous, but we're worried about whose fucking picture's on a $20 bill. We've got the IRS being scammed by illegal immigrants. The IRS is being scammed for $2 billion a year. And nothing being done about it. $2 billion a year, nothing being done about it. We've got DHS departments nationwide being scammed. We got DHS departments nationwide being scammed for hundreds of millions of dollars a year and nothing being done about it. But we're worried about whose fucking picture is on a $20 bill. It's absolutely asinine. Neglecting the shit talker over here. Politicians should be getting the same pay as the regular public. They should not. And I agree with you 100%. I think if politicians had to make the same income, same median income as the people that were in their area, I think you'd see politics changing a lot. You wouldn't see people going to school to be politicians. You wouldn't see these politicians passing these dumbass bills and these dumbass taxes and all this dumbass shit. I mean, I got a governor right now trying to increase fuel tax here in the state of Minnesota that has a surplus budget for quote unquote infrastructure for Minneapolis, St. Paul area, but us in the rural area, we don't get shit. We got roads out here you can't even fucking drive on. 60-mile-an-hour roads and you can't even get down to sons of bitches at 30. Oh, here, we'll just go out and we'll put a Band-Aid on them. We'll resurface them. Those of you guys who don't know what resurfacing does, and I have this on authority for people working these roads, the lifespan for a well-traveled road for resurfacing is about a year. 2 years on a less traveled road, but typically 2 years tops is all the all resurfacing does. Ohio says my kids are diabetic. Insulin isn't free, but Narcan is. Yeah, and that's the other thing I don't understand. How the fuck does that work? Insulin is fucking expensive in this country. Redneck Tech was over across seas. Had to get an antibiotic over there. Could buy it over the counter. What was it, like $12 over there? It was like $120 here. How the fuck does that work? Exact same thing. Exact same thing. I mean, this shit is surgery and meds $150 total. Yeah. 1 hour checkup in Chicago, I got to the States, was $500. We're worried about the wrong shit. We're worried about the wrong shit. People are tired of this shit. I understand doctors go to school and they spend tons of money to get their education. But it sure is funny that you've got doctors in foreign countries who get the same education for a fraction of the cost. Exact same education for a fraction of the cost. And they're just as good as doctors. I had a doctor from India for a while. When I had a 55-gallon drum of paint dropped on my feet, I had a doctor from India. Fucker was smart. Really smart. He didn't give me all the bullshit. He's like, do you want painkillers? I'm like, no. I said, not if I don't. I said, it hurts, but I'm not a pill guy. He said, okay, well, just do this. You know, and he said, if it starts flaring up, make sure you come back. And it started flaring up. So he came back and they shot some shit in my feet. And, you know, they went through and he shot some shit in my feet. And he said, just keep them up, keep ice on them. You'll be fine. You know what? 3 days later, I was fine. The fucking bill from the hospital was outrageous. I remember I went in for, I gotten sick. I gotten that, the hell was it, type A influenza or something that was flying around here. Couldn't even get myself out of the car. First, I had the nurses think I was faking because they looked at my size and they're like, well, you're going to have to get yourself. And my wife's like, he can't, I just had 3 fucking full grown men carry him to my car. He can't move. He's been this way for over a week. So finally the security guard comes and gets me. They run a test and they're like, holy fuck, this is the worst case we've seen. They charged me $39. $39 for one ibuprofen. Over the counter ibuprofen. They gave me 2 of them. This is why it's very important that you get itemized bills. And you dispute them fucking bills. When you got to pay for it out of your pocket, absolutely. But we're worried about whose fucking picture's on a $20 bill. We're wasting taxpayers' money for a picture on a $20 bill. We got fucking junkies shitting all over the street in San Francisco. We've got a state that is dictating politics in America, which is one of the most bankrupt states in the country. You know, let's talk about you want to give kids fucking up cheeseburgers at McDonald's $15 an hour minimum wage, but you don't want to pay the fucking laborers who've been doing their jobs for, I don't know, 15, 20 years. You're telling me that these kids at McDonald's deserve to make as much money as they do. Let's talk about the United Auto Workers Union, costing you $75 an hour. And the United Auto Workers Union doesn't give a flying fuck if they chase manufacturers out of this country. You know, unions were, and I grew up in a union family, union card holder. All right. Here's the thing. This is the problem that I have. All right. This is the problem that I have. Good morning, Fox. Good to see you. Here's the problem I have. Unions, as they started out, as you know, the Farmers Union was started right here in my home state of Minnesota. Unions started out with a great concept, looking out for the men and women who were working, and these companies that were getting rich and paying them nothing, paying them poverty wages, but because they were the only places in the area, you know, farmers getting screwed by government and big companies. Unions started out to be a really, really good thing. You know, you want to know why Detroit looks the way it does? You can thank the United Auto Workers Union. And I don't care what you say. I don't care who you know that's in it. Look at what it's done. It pushed the Ranger plant here out of Minnesota. Ford Rangers never stopped getting made. People are like, oh, they quit making the Ranger in 2011. No, they didn't. They just moved them to Mexico. The United Auto Workers had priced themselves out of a job. And they're going to try and do it again. But you've got a government now that realizes what the United Auto Workers are going to cost people. You know, and I'm not anti-union by any means, but I think there needs to be some regulations. When you're paying $75 an hour, when a manufacturer has to pay $75 an hour per employee, that's bullshit. That's bullshit. I don't care how big of a business it is. $75 an hour per employee is absolutely fucking asinine. That is ridiculous. Do the workers get all that? Fuck no, they don't. You got people sitting on top of these unions. And one thing you will find out about the United Auto Workers Union, they didn't give a fuck if car sales were slow or not. They're like, you're going to give us this money? It was average between, when Detroit was up and running, it was between $65 and $75 an hour. Of course, the auto manufacturers like GM, Ford, Chrysler all got blamed for it, but it wasn't their fault. You want to look at the truth? You want to look at the true source of it? Go research the United Auto Workers Union and what they were doing when we started hitting a recession. When we started hitting a recession, look at what they did to people. What do we got going on up here? Most overseas doctors come to the States. Better pay. Absolutely, it's way better pay here. It's big business here. Fucking medical is huge business here. You got pharmacists that come from all over the world to come here because it's better pay. It's huge money here. Shit. Why wouldn't you? Make enough money in the country you're in, come to the United States? A place that's hurting for medical people? Shit, yeah. Come over here and you know, make millions of dollars a year for doing the same shit you're doing in another country for average person's wages. Fuck, why not? I wouldn't even talk about what my mom would do in the States. She needs special medicine that would cost around $4,000 a month. Here our system is paying, but the States, she'd be already dead. And here's the thing. It would only get worse if we did what they call universal health care, or as I call it, social medicine, socialized medicine. All right. With socialized medicine, when you look at the things of socialism and what they talk about, you know, free medical for all. We got guys in here from Canada. Ask them what it's like. You know, the elderly definitely, I mean, they're on a fucking waiting list. A lot of times they end up dead before they get seen. and those who are working get a little better priority. But the thing is you got doctors who are like, all right, now I have to do this for 8 hours a day, and I get told, or 10 hours a day, whatever. But they're not, they're the emergency systems and things like that aren't what they are here. Privatized healthcare is good, but it does need to be regulated. It's becoming, insurances. It definitely need to be regulated. The healthcare industry in and of its own has been able to run amok because they put enough money in the right people's pockets to do what they want. Insurance companies here dictate our laws. Don't believe me? I'll give you one proof. Look at the seatbelt law that's nationwide. The seatbelt law. You tell me how me wearing a seatbelt affects anybody else. You tell me one reason how me wearing a seatbelt affects anybody else, and why it should be a law. Nobody has been able to give me a civilized argument. Please explain to me why it is that insurance companies and their CEOs are the highest paid CEOs in the country right now. And even more so since the quote-unquote Affordable Health Care Act was passed. Because now they get to charge whatever they want. You take Minnesota. Minnesota's a no-fault state. You are required to have insurance here. You're required to have a certain type of insurance. And insurance companies can charge you whatever they want. They have no cap. They have no limit. They have no regulation of what they charge. They can just charge what they want. I think in a state that is required to have insurance, or where you're required to have insurance, there should be a limit. I mean, when you've got people, who are being charged $300 a month for liability insurance because they got some speeding tickets, okay. I could see how they'd be a road liability, but here's the problem. There's one problem with that. It's been proven statistically that people who are driving slower than the main flow of traffic cause more accidents than the people who are speeding. Been proven time and time again. It's absolutely asinine. People talk about the way Donald Trump's handling the economy. Okay. You talk about people handling, how people are handling the economy. Or how he's handling the economy. But for the first time in a presidency in decades, you have a president that's actually making money for this country. He's not allowing foreign people to go out and get rich off our backs, and then we just have to assume the debt. He's forcing people to buy American-made products, American manufactured products. He's trying to show America that we're self-sufficient, but yet catches a lot of hell for it. Because yes, foreign companies, they have cheaper labor. Their shipping costs were below cost. I mean, it was costing the American taxpayers because, okay, if you ship something, say, through UPS or the United States Postal Service, and let's say China sends over a fucking shipping container full of shit for pennies on the dollar what it should cost, and I mean literally pennies on the dollar, who do you think makes that up? You, the taxpayers. You're the one who pays that. So people are like, well, taxpayers are eating these tariffs. Taxpayers have been eating the same fucking bills forever, but only China's making the money on it as opposed to America. I did see the American Dairy Farm, how they had to sell stuff just to get another year. I mean, people can't work paycheck to paycheck and own a company and still risk losing it. It's also wrong in many. You asked Redneck Tech in my business. I mean, the healthcare deal just about killed me. I was about done. I was about all the way done. If you kill somebody in a car accident, somebody has to pay for your funeral. If you're killed in a car, absolutely. I'm not against mandated insurance. I'm not against mandated car insurance. Also, if you have a loan, you need to have full coverage. Well, that's because you don't own it. But the thing is, Because the that's actually dictated by the banks or the loan companies, because of the fact that it's mortgage property. Just like you have to have a certain amount of coverage on your house when you have a mortgage on it. You know, there's certain things that are right for insurance. I just think insurance companies charge entirely way too much. Hippie morning. Don't complain about insurance costs until you have to pay for on a semi trailer and cargo insurance. Oh, listen. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what I mean, I'm pretty close to $400 a month just in my little shit. I'm about $400 a month in insurance, and that's not counting a bond or anything else. So, oh damn, we're over our coffee break. All right, y'all. We'll get back to talking about that when we get back. Yeah. So we'll be right back. Y'all stay tuned. We'll be back for the last hour of the Invasion Nation morning show, powered by Twitch here.
Them tonight.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back. Sorry, coffee went into straight ejection mode. Uh, uh, this just in. Uh, my coffee went into total ejection mode, actually. So we were talking about insurance. I want to give you guys a perspective. The next time you have to pay a toll bill and you bitch about the cost of it, I can tell you for uh, for a fact that I know that it's $1,000 a month per tow truck to insure it. You know, and that's per truck. That's not counting the cost to insure a to insure the driver. That's not counting the bond that they have to carry. Uh, it's $1,000 per month to insure a tow truck, which I think is absolutely asinine. Ah, mother flower. Oh, yeah, okay, that works still. Okay. Um, but here, if people look at it, people don't have a clue and don't understand what it takes to run. Oh, Don donated $5. Thank you very much, Don. I've seen that. And Bink, thank you for the subscription. So yeah, I greatly appreciate that. Um, yeah, it's Facebook cut off after 2 hours. Imagine that. Uh oh. We got a fight going on in chat. I think I'm gonna stay out of that one. Uh, so here's I want to address the insurance issue. Okay, I do believe that insurance should be, things like automobile insurance. I do believe should be mandatory. I believe that uh, wholeheartedly. Okay, but I also believe that there should be a serious evaluation in how they charge people for this. You take a tow truck driver. Tow truck drivers are some of the safest drivers in the world. They put their life on the line every single day, every time they get in that tow truck. Okay, they are run over. You've got people that don't give them the courtesy of slowing down and moving over, which is a law, and which most times law enforcement does not have the time to support it. Okay, all right, now hold on. Uh, let's also think about the fact that you know um, their trucks are completely equipped with some of the best safety gear out there as far as lights and things of that nature, but yet they are charged more insurance per vehicle, than law enforcement is, who by far has had far more accidents than a tow truck driver, than a towing company. So and then you want to talk about medical insurance. Let's talk about medical insurance. I believe medical insurance is good when insurance companies are forced to put out more for the people who are actually paying for it instead of more for the people who aren't paying for it. That's the problem with insurance in this country right now. There's one thing for people who need it. People who are disabled, veterans, our senior citizens, people who are no longer and have but can no longer contribute to the American workforce, or people who are just born disabled and unable to work in the workforce. That's one thing. But people who just choose to be fucking lazy and not get a job, who choose to do nothing with themselves other than be lazy, that's where I have a problem. All right, TP, thank you for the 1,000 biddies.
We're making them dirt road dollars way out yonder.
I greatly appreciate that. Oh, we got quite the political debate going on over here in chat. I haven't read the whole thing, so I'm not going to chime in on it. Yeah. But I'm in the process of talking about insurance. You guys do. Jerry says, I'd love to trade places with somebody who's just lazy, get a job, and they can have my health issues. Absolutely. You know, and that's the thing. It's like this. You take somebody like Justin, and thank God that he finally got a caseworker who understood his situation. It's not that Justin quit working. Justin needed to take a lesser paying job, a much lesser paying job that did not provide health insurance, so that way he could, be there for his kids. He's not even looking for the full Monty benefits. He's just looking for enough to help him get by to raise his kids and do the right thing. So it's not like he's like, give me an $800 or $8,000 a month paycheck. And no, I just need a little bit of help here so I can be home for my kids who are having issues, because he's in a broken family. Okay, he's in a broken family, needs a little help. His kids are having some issues in school, wanted to be home for his kids. His kids are going to be home summer vacation. So he needs a little bit of daycare help in the summer. He's still working. But the thing is with the drive and everything that he had to do and the hours he was putting in, he had no time to be there for his kids. And that's not a way that we should raise our kids. That's not. He needed a hand up. He didn't need a hand out. And that's one of the things that bothers me. I mean, you got a single dad trying to do the right thing, raise his kids, make sure that they do the things in school that they're supposed to be doing. Yeah, Matt's paying just over $1,400 a month in insurance right now. I mean, and this is what I'm talking about. The people who are actually working and contributing and things like that who need help. Okay. People are contributing and need help, they can't get it. But the people who choose to do nothing for themselves and do absolutely nothing, and this has been the Democratic campaign for the Democrats forever. Oh, we'll help you. We'll help you. Well, people in ghettos and people in slums and things like that are like, we're tired of this bullshit. Y'all come through here, get our votes, and don't do nothing. Fuck, at least Donald Trump's putting some jobs in front of us. Donald Trump's putting jobs in front of people, putting people out there for giving them the opportunity to make a better life for themselves. He's bringing manufacturing jobs back to the United States. So, I mean, it is what it is. When you talk about insurance, okay, paying for health insurance. You take somebody like me. I typically don't go to the doctors unless I'm dead or dying. I'm more inclined to go to a chiropractor than I am a doctor because mine's back issues. I know what's wrong with me. I'm my own best doctor most times because I know what's wrong with me. I have 2 fully deteriorated discs in my back. It makes it very hard for me to move sometimes, and being fat doesn't help. But going to a chiropractor and doing some massage therapy, once or twice a week helps out a lot. I'm actually more motivated to do stuff. Simply because of the fact that, I'm more motivated to do stuff when I feel better. That was one thing I talked about on my stream yesterday. My health concerns have now become a serious concern for me. But my health insurance doesn't cover chiropractor visits. Uh-oh. Redneck Texan laying the smackdown. Yeah, if you guys are going to fight amongst yourselves, if the Redneck Tech's getting in it, then it's not good. You guys have the whisper option, especially if it's an issue that the entire chat's not getting into. Uh, Please, by all means, use your whisper options to go back and forth. We don't want to hijack the chat, guys. We're up for political debates and all sorts of debates, but personal beliefs going back and forth and insults. We're family here, and I know family fight. I know families fight and things like that, and that kind of stuff. But when the conversation's going absolutely nowhere, things have to stop. Redneck Invasion. I've had to argue with the hospital about charges and was told I shouldn't be concerned about it because Medicare and my supplement insurance paid it. I said, still, it is still an overcharge them. I was upset. Absolutely, you should be, because that reflects on you. Because then they say, well, look, the increased cost of healthcare. Well, when you're charging me $39 fucking for a pill, okay, mind you, a pill that I can turn around and I can buy an entire bottle of for like what, $8 to $12, depending on what gas station I go to. I could buy an entire bottle for $8 to $12. That was my argument. That was definitely my argument, 100%, in and of the fact that, okay, you brought it to me, this or that, and that's the other big debate right now that is going on when it comes to healthcare. You don't get an itemized list of what this shit's going to cost you before you get it. They bring it in, you take it, and then all of a sudden they get to charge you whatever they want. It's like bringing your car to a mechanic and saying, hey, what's it going to cost me to get this fixed? And they say, oh, don't worry about it. We'll figure it out at the end. And then they get to bill you. Whatever they want. Good morning, Tanya. Good to see you. They get to bill you whatever the fuck they want. Could you imagine going in and getting, a $50, $60 oil change? My oil changes and tire rotations are about $119 is what all of it costs. That's getting tires rotated, balanced, and getting a full synthetic oil change. About $119. All right. Could you imagine doing it by doctor's rates? That would cost me approximately $1,500. Just slinging some numbers off the top of my head with what you figure the increase is. And when I asked her, she's like, well, we got to pay medical staff and stuff like that. I said, there's no way you can justify $39 a pill. None. You cannot justify $39 a fucking pill for ibuprofen, for over-the-counter ibuprofen. You can't do that. There's no way. You can't justify that. B2 Crafts, good to see you. Well, we're glad you stopped in and said hi. Greatly appreciated, as always. See that system and how it built more sick before you went in to the hospital. They just sell you, and that's exactly what it is. I've never been. I was blessed in and of the fact that when I was a kid, I got sick a lot as a kid. But the thing is I developed a very healthy immune system for the most part growing up. I was not sheltered in and of the sense that I had to, my mom was running me to the hospital for every little ache, pain, and snivel. I grew up in a farm family who couldn't afford to pay a lot of medical bills. And they didn't pass, I don't think they passed the mandated service until the 80s, if I remember right. It was in the 80s that they passed that the hospitals could not turn you away for not having health insurance. But yeah, I had a lot of sicknesses as a kid. Like I'd have tubes put in my ears. I was born with a double hernia. So by the time I was in kindergarten, I had my first double hernia operation. And hernias aren't always as bad as people think. Mine was one of them weird ones where the muscle structure, my pelvic bone, wasn't done. It's kind of a freak of nature thing. So as technology got better, they used to just sew the muscle together, but now they came out with mesh plates or they had mesh plates that they could put in. I know all of a sudden there's a lawsuit against these mesh plates, but I've had mine for, I don't know, shit, over 20 years I've had mine, and I've never had an issue with them. So I think I argued with the head of billing for about a half an hour and got nothing, but it's none of my concern. And I would call your insurance company and I would say, why are you paying this? I want to know why you're paying this. Why? Because this looks bad on me that you guys are paying this inflated rate. Oh, that's right, because they all work together. They can charge this inflated rate, because what happens is you take things like Medicare and things like that. What happens with that is then the burden's left on the taxpayers, the people who are actually paying taxes. Um, Same with car insurance. Call a window repair company and get a quote on a windshield. Tell them your insurance is paying for it, and then call you back and find out your insurance won't pay, and they will do it for half the price or less. Absolutely, Matt. Well, it's like this. Okay, roadside assistance. My wife and I had roadside assistance on all of our vehicles. Good deal. I was a tow truck driver. I know what it costs to get these services out there. So here's how they get you. Okay, now your roadside assistance on average is like $5 or $6 a month add on. It gets you a 20-mile tow on average to the nearest repair shop, whatever. Not a big deal, right? Who cares? Not a big deal. Um, wouldn't think anything about it. Well, all of a sudden, my wife and I were looking at our insurance, and we realized I have a very good insurance agent that looks out for me very, very well. And she calls me and she says, I just want to let you know that you're right on the borderline of going risk insurance. I said, for what? I haven't had any tickets or anything. She's like, well, they go by the amount of claims that you have. I said, what do you mean the amount of claims? She's like, well, I said, I thought that, because I thought they were talking about me hitting deer. And deer aren't supposed to go against your claim deal. Like you can't do anything about it. It's a force of nature. There's nothing you can do about it. And she said, well, no, you had a couple of windshield claims and you had two roadside assistance deals back to back. Because in my wife's car, we had to get a new windshield put in, and then the ignition went out of her car at work, so we couldn't get it. Get the ignition done. And I got tow companies all around this town that do tows for me because I was a towman and it's a brotherhood. Most of them will either tow for me for free or bare minimum. Basically paying for their guys. Okay. And here's the thing. Here's the issue. All of a sudden they tell me I'm at risk insurance for using the stuff that I pay for. And she's like, and I was like, well, how do they figure that? She's like, well, the cost of a tow. I said, well, I know for a fact that they don't pay worth a shit for tows. I know the tow company or the programs that they use. They don't pay worth a shit for that. They make millions of dollars on this at the expense of tow companies. But tow companies have it so they can keep their guys busy. And that's what it is. That's exactly what it is. Give you an idea. Okay, say like most most insurance companies, they use a company called a Giro. A Giro is a roadside assistance company. So when you go through a Giro, now tow companies get contracts through a Giro, but the way that they get those is they have to tow at an extremely discounted rate. So when you call your roadside assistance, tow companies are doing this shit for next to nothing. Especially if you got two or three companies that are all going through a Giro and have contracts, because then it's a bid of whoever's going to be the cheapest. Who Red's a freak of nature. Who's that? Well, duh. Ugh. Of course I'm a freak of nature. Look at me. So, yeah. I mean, the shit is asinine when it comes to insurance and what they charge. The insurance is big money business, plain and simple. Nobody gets into business to lose money. But at one point in time, it's like, I remember when fuel prices took their first really big hike when I was younger. I think I was 19 years old when it took its really big first fucking hike. It went from paying 99 cents a gallon to $1.50 a gallon. And everybody came unglued because the gas went up so high. And all of a sudden you went, with it going up that high, uh, people freaked out and they're like, well, what the fuck? You know, and they started going, putting caps on big oil and their profit caps and things like that. And it's like, and then you find out all the stuff behind it. You find out that big oil and government have things going on, and of course, people are still riding that train. Oh, big oil. Well, big oil barely cracks the top 10 anymore as the richest companies out there. And then the government turns around and they say, well, we're not making as much money on the gas tax because the government forced all these EPA rules. Now, hold on. This is where it gets good. Because during the Obama administration, we had this big, huge push for alternative fuel, right? Big, huge push. So you come out with hybrid cars and you come out with all this other shit. They come out with these big, hybrid cars and shit like that. By the way, auto manufacturers lose money on hybrid cars. I think the only one who's actually made any type of money on a hybrid car is Toyota with their Priuses. But other than that, all the American manufacturers lose their ass on it. But they have to offer them. It's government mandate. They lose their ass on those cars. That's why when there's updates and recalls, they're very slow to fix them because it's a money pit for them. They lose their ass. So, Werewoman is in the house. Good morning. Good to see you. So the issue is then the government then says because they put these regulations and making auto manufacturers produce vehicles that have such high fuel mileage, which in turn drives up fuel prices. But now because they have these cars that are very sipping fuel, they're losing tax money on fuel taxes. So they say, okay, well, we need to raise the fuel taxes, which in turn, guys like me, because hybrid vehicles don't exist for what I do, you can't get a hybrid to do what I do. All right. Because they don't make one with enough space. And so it's a big ball of shit. It's like the government mandates this law, then in turn fuel prices go up. So fuel prices go up, and then they create these hybrid cars. Then they're not collecting much tax money, so they pass more taxes. All right. Sorry about that, guys. This is the reality of doing what I do and being on the standpoint which I stand. Um, yeah, it was just neighbor kid. So yeah, it's I get death threats on a pretty regular basis. Um, I don't have a problem defending myself at all by any means. I have no issues with defending myself. Um, so, but I've had people post my house on social media. I've had people post uh, my personal information out there. That's why I'm pretty open about where I'm at. But I'm also a target, and that's the reality of what I do, and the things that I'm doing. So and it does, you know, the thing is Angel, you out of here? Thanks for stopping by. Yes, uh, pretty much daily basis. I get death threats constantly because uh, people, instead of getting to know me, think that they're going to scare me, and that's not going to happen. Um, that's not going to happen at all. I promise you that. I don't scare easy. So, um, somebody wants in bad enough, they'll get in. Doesn't matter if you lock your house or not. But uh, the thing is this is that's one of the things that drives me to keep doing what I'm doing, and it's because I'm not one to be intimidated. I'm not one to be scared. I'm not one that you're going to sit there and dox me or do whatever and think that you're going to do something. Okay, it's not going to happen. All right, Bubba, you keep it between the ditches, brother. Uh, Werewolf Jacks, I am a very big advocate for silent weapons. Um, I'm extremely old school. So, yeah. Yeah, the big thing is for me is you know, I mean, like I said, I've gone after organizations like Black Lives Matters. I've gone after some very powerful people in my local area. And death threats are not uncommon. You still have people who are still butthurt for me putting out the truth, and they still want to come out there because they hear my name's Redneck or they don't like what I'm doing. All right, Junebug, we'll catch you tomorrow. Um, so it happens a lot. Most of the time, it doesn't bother me. The only time I get paranoid around my house is when I'm in the basement here because I leave the dogs out. My dogs, you guys have heard it. Even when Redneck Tech showed up here, he was smart enough to announce himself. Because people know you don't just walk into my house. I got an open door policy, but you walk in my house unannounced, you're probably leaving in an ambulance. Well, actually, you're not probably. You are leaving in an ambulance, friend or foe. So when people walk into my house, I prefer weapons that make loud noises. Yeah, but the thing is I have a pretty good open door policy when I'm home. But you show up here unannounced, walk in the house, and don't say nothing. Probably you you're probably going to regret that day. Uh, I had one friend thought he'd be funny and try it, and got the shit kicked out of him. Thought he was going to sneak up on me, and he found out that was a bad mistake because he thought he was sneaking up on me. He got his ass handed to him. Loud weapons simply alert to your presence. Um, I just don't want holes all over my house. That's why I do. Hell yeah, I'd make nice with it. You're not. It doesn't matter. My dogs bark at me walking in the house. My dogs bark at everything. As soon as that door moves, they start barking. Plain and simple. They hear somebody knock on the door, anything. Um, yeah, my dogs just start barking. So yeah, there's It's very hard to make nice with my dogs right away. They bark first and then make nice. They wouldn't attack the fleas on their backside. I didn't realize, and I appreciate that. Thank you. Um, you know, and I don't want violent guard dogs. I mean, we've had a couple people show up here, um, and when they actually see my size, they come in and they make nice very quickly. So uh, they make nice very very quickly, and they realize the fact that I'm not a small guy. Um, Not only because I'm fat, but because I'm actually a much larger guy than the camera likes to give me credit for a lot of times. So, um, yeah. Either way, I mean, it's just part of what it is, and I mean, it's. I don't take chances. I'm one of them type of people who doesn't take chances just because of the fact the moment that I slack off is when something's going to happen, and I just don't. I don't leave room for it. You know, when people know that I am on guard 24/7, and you know, a lot of that comes because I spent a lot of time in prison. You know, my wife doesn't touch me to wake me up. Will not. She hollers at me uh, because it's a thing. You know, it's something that is ingrained in me. It's bad. It's very, very bad. So, they usually have doggy treats in my car. Can't be healthy for you to be on guard all the time. Oh, you're all right, Fox. It's just sometimes when you know how it is. You're a streamer. When chats get overrun and things like that, it makes it hard for people to interact because they feel kind of awkward jumping in there. So, uh, I'm not in prison. I'm in my basement. Oh, please tell me something good. Old shit talker's going off here. Tell me something good. Uh, oh, good night. Here I thought it was something good. In the past, yeah, I've done a lot of things. I've been to prison 3 times actually. So the last one was for bank robbery. I don't hide it. There's no point in hiding it. People, you know, it's just what it is. Pink helmet alert. uh, yeah. I mean, I still make bad decisions. Ask my wife. I take the truck that I got to drive 500 to 1,000 miles a day, and I drag other trucks down the alleyway. That's a smart thing to do, right? Yeah. I mean, if I had a Super Duty V10 with a big plow on it, I could just drag everybody up the alley. No, I'm referring to Matt Ram's truck. I'm not a big V10 fan, but I mean, this guy, he did this truck nice. This truck is very, very nice. I told him if you leave me anything ever in your will, I want that truck. No, it is, and it was very well tastefully done. Actually, really like the look of that truck. So, Um, yeah. PTSD. Yeah, that stuff's no joke. I got friends who fight with that on a personal basis. I got a younger brother who's a war veteran who fights with that. It's absolutely no joke. So, uh, but we're winding down on the show. I want to give a big shout out to one, Romaine Berg, my agency, the guys who look out for me, um, protect, not only protect my content, but protect me legally. Those guys are absolutely phenomenal. If you have a business, you owe it to yourself to check these guys out. Romaine Berg out of Minneapolis, these guys are absolutely phenomenal. And we are, and these guys, I mean, seriously, I've watched these guys make small businesses grow. Like in business world, when you say overnight, I mean within a year to 2 years, I've seen these businesses get freaking huge, where they've got to upgrade, get more buildings, more staff, and grow out of control. Uh, Absolutely phenomenal job. You owe it to yourself. Check them out, see what they can do for you. If you're serious about your business growing, these are the guys you need to talk to. I've brought them with me on a couple of business ventures, going to work for other companies. I bring them with me as a package deal. You want me, you got to bring them. And these guys are absolutely phenomenal. They're the best at what they do. Go and I would tell you more of what they do, but I don't explain it well, so I don't. So just get on the webpage, check it out, and see what they. If you got a business, check it out. I've seen them take huge companies who think they can't grow anymore, and these guys are like, really? Here, let just give us a shot. Let us show us let us show you what we can do for you, and they're very good at it. Very, very good at it, and it works. Also, Mill Pond Salon, keeping me GQ. Paulina and the ladies over there, absolutely phenomenal. Go check them out, guys. Here's the thing: don't forget, bring your fishing poles. They were literally pulling largemouth bass out of the creek. There's a lake on the other side that you guys didn't see in my video. There's a lake on the other side of the road for the creek. The bridge comes underneath the road, and there's a dam right there that causes that creek. But there's a pond, henceforth Mill Pond. There's a pond on the other side of the road that you can fish in. So what you do is you take your wife or your girlfriend there, and you give them a whole day, pampered out, nails, and give you an idea. Like when you do the full Monty nail deal, it's like 2.5 hours. Guys, that's solid fishing. So you go in, you get in the chair first, let Paulina or one of the ladies clean you all up there, and then you give your wife the full treatment. And then you bring your fishing pole, you run out back, and you just start fishing. I'm telling you, you can't ask for a better place. All right, Chris, we'll catch you on the flip side. Thanks for tuning in. And also, make sure you check us out on YouTube. The morning show will be reposted on YouTube, but what we need you guys to do is we need you to get over there, check it out, give it a like, subscribe to the channel. Redneck Invasion on YouTube. Go check it out. We're going to be creating some YouTube-specific content here, messing around. Was going to make a video originally about how to, because my dumbass, hanging out with Redneck Tech, my dumbass leaves my lights on, my fog lights on. All right, MM, thank you very much. I greatly appreciate that.
Making them dirt road dollars way out yonder, driving them hollers.
My dumbass, I've got aftermarket fog lights on my truck. Now, see, my headlights and stuff will shut off automatically even if I leave the truck on. But my dumbass leaves my fog lights on, which are not controlled through my truck. They're on a standalone system. And come out, and my truck is dead. So I'm going to make a video. I'm like, well, we'll use this opportunity to jumpstart a video. But nothing was going right. So you see me fuck off. I'm pissed off, and then it's like I'm on camera. So now it's like, and my pants fall off twice because my belt was broken. It was just a bad day.
Hello, Facebook and YouTubers.
Hello, Facebook and YouTubers.
Making them
Absolutely.
dirt road dollars way out
If you want to get on here and you want to chat with me, those of you guys who are watching live streams at other locations, make sure you get on Twitch here. Yeah, get on Twitch. Come on in, interact with us. Come in and hang out with the family. The Invasion Nation is here, live, loud, and proud, every Monday through Friday, 7 to 10 a.m. I will be doing more streaming. Facebook, I won't be on Facebook as much, just because of the fact that Facebook is looking for every opportunity to shut me down. You will probably very rarely ever see me comment on stuff, because if I comment on it as me, a lot of times I get shut down. So some things the Redneck Techcaster, he goes in as me or as Redneck Invasion, and they don't mess with him, so they don't really mess with him, but they mess with me, and then we both have to be extremely careful about what we're doing on there. So, so to everybody watching, all the way across the board, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in all across, everywhere on social media. And as you guys can see, we're developing, we're getting better. Make sure you check out the YouTube channel. We're going to be doing some special, specific YouTube stuff. Every platform is going to have specific stuff. Son of a bitch! Oh, choke on a bag of dicks! Oh, yeah. Oh. Ah. Oh, that was so nice of you. It's not even showing me who the guilty son of a tweezer is. Oh. Although I did learn something. I did learn. Wanted Facebook to see the real deal. Oh, that's what you were doing, huh? I wish I could create special rates on this, because yours should be like $20 a piece. As you guys know, September we're going to TwitchCon. The Redneck Tech and I, we're going to go hang out with 30 Says. We're going to go hang out with Killer Steven. We're going to go hang out with a few other small streamers over there. Definitely TwitchCon happening in September. How's Mudbog happening in September? Gonna be there. Didn't see anything about the air horn. Yeah, I don't know what that is. Maybe for some reason it just doesn't want to post it up there. That's fine. But coming over to Twitch, you have the option to confuculate my eardrums. So, I thought his ears were getting better, and now he is. Oh no, my ears are never. My ears are like permanently scarred from doing Twitch. Yeah, Fox, that'd be awesome if you could be there. One of the reasons, one of the things too that I want to do is because one of my goals has always been. Somebody asked me years ago when we were starting out on this, Redneck Invasion started taking off. Well, what are your goals for Redneck Invasion? Eventually, it's always been, I want to go out and meet the people of the Invasion Nation. I want to go out and hang out with the people of the Invasion Nation. And that's what I want to do. Like go out there with Fox, go do some catfishing out there. Go out there with Ohio, maybe get Ohio and Fox together, and we'll go out and do some catfishing one night and do some streaming that way. Going out to 30 out there in Oregon and hang out there. I'm pretty sure we're going to catch some bands when I go out to see 30, and just be able to travel around and go see people. Who knows? Maybe it'll work out. I can go over and harass Vapor and go out and, yeah. I would kill me. I'm $2,000 under for stream equipment. I would need to make that back before she'd let me go. Yeah. I feel your pain there. I know your pain there. Got to get a booster for being outdoors, a signal booster, and that alone's just $500. So, yeah, that stuff's no joke by any means. I don't think streaming has gotten beyond just having your phone. Like me, the Redneck Tech and I have talked. I have to get a second phone, especially when I'm out there like in the boat and I've got the camera away from me. getting having, I'm going to get that deal like you see at 30 and some of the other guys have streaming, where they've got the deal where they can hold the phone here on their wrist and it doesn't go anywhere. I mean, like 30 literally is casting his pole and doing whatever else when he's wearing it. So I got to find that again on Amazon and get that. Don't forget, guys. Don't forget, get on Redneck Invasion here on Twitch. Go to my channel, like when I'm off stream. Go to my channel, okay? 8:30. Do me a favor. Can you whisper Redneck Tech Support and whisper him that wristband thing that you got so he can see what I'm talking about? That one that you got. If you could do that for me, man, that would be stellar. Please. I keep trying to explain it, and he probably knows what I'm talking about, but I want the one like you got because I've seen you use that one, and it works really, really, really well. So, I know I found it one time on Amazon. Actually, Lolly found it on Amazon because I'm not allowed to really go on Amazon. But, yeah, and check out redneckinvasion.org to get your guys' stuff. Don't forget about the contest. Bringing people here to Twitch Morning Show. Bring them over here. Let them know. Tell them to get on here, follow the page, and let me know who brought him here, and get your name, get your name on here, and it has other attachments too. I just want the setup like you got. So when I'm out fishing and people are chatting with me, I can pay attention to it. I greatly appreciate that, 30. Don't forget to check out 30 Says. He's usually streaming daily, doing some stuff. He was out fishing yesterday, and then I was having a conversation with him whilst I was on the shitter, which is always really nice. You know, they like that. No, don't. I'm just kidding. He's probably on the shitter right now. But, by all means, check out 30 Says. 30, you're streaming today, I assume, right? Yeah, maybe. So, and then also, don't forget to go check us out. Naked in Bed Still. Nice. Don't forget to check us out on YouTube. Check us out on Facebook. Also give a quick shout out to Iams Garage, who adamantly kept me on the road the last couple of weeks. I had axle seals and my e-brake, my emergency brake components exploded inside my rotors. Those guys came through clutch to get me back on the road at time. So make sure you check out 30 Says later on today. Iams Garage, KJ's Quick Stop in Candy, Ohio. All those guys keep me on the road every single day. Greatly appreciate y'all. And we will see you tomorrow. Until then, you keep them cold, keep the bottoms up, and Redneck will definitely holler at you later. Oh, don't forget to check out Fox Outdoors too, please. That's our OG. That's the Redneck Invasion OG up there. He was one of the first people that reached out to us and was like, well, we'll help you out a little bit, which got me into the fishing community, which in the fishing community I'm at 30, and I kick it with these guys really, really tough. I mean, literally, these are my guys 100%. So my son wants Pumbaa. You have competition with a 6-year-old. I can't have Pumbaa, but what I'm going to get is a Volvo Hog, and I'm going to name it the Pumbaa 2.0. So, all right. Yeah, I got to get out of here. I got a lot of work to do today. I love y'all. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you tomorrow. To those of you on YouTube and Facebook, thank you all for tuning in. Get over here onto the Twitch side of it so that way you can interact with the rest of us. So, and get over here and see what's going on. So, love, peace, and chicken grease. Don't get any on you.